All right. Let's just keep it 100. Censorship is real. And they don't like me. I can already tell you that right now. This is the second time on Instagram that they have cut my live off. This is no computer glitch. There's no computer glitch happening. There's no computer glitch. There's no computer glitch. That's just them listening. They hear us. They understand. My message is breaking the sound barrier. I'm coming across their wire and I'm on their radar. I'm on their radar. So my message is like a sonic boom. It's breaking the sound barrier. I am on their radar and they cannot wait to get rid of me. Or they cannot wait to destroy me. But as I said before, peace, God. As I said before, what I won't do is, and I posted this today, I said that I will not let these platforms dictate what I want to say. They can cut me off. They can delete my channels. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. But while I'm here, while it's here, I'm going to use it. And I'm going to use it the way I want to use it. I'm going to use it the way I want to use it. If they destroy and take the pages, so what? I don't care. I'm not going to be the one to go keep creating no new page. I'm not going to go get no another page. No. I got some pages. I got a few pages. But I will not. And I refuse. I refuse to beg to be on their platforms. But while it's here, and while my channels are still up, I'm going to use them until they take them away. But when they take them away, I'm not going. I'm 99.9%. I'm going to be done with social media when they take my channels away, all of my platforms from speaking. I'm just going to be done with social media altogether. I'm not even going to come back on social media. Because right now I'm at the point with social media to where it's like, okay, you know what? To hell with social media. They're using these channels and platforms anyway to censor us and to cut our messages short like they just did with this video here. And they're using our message and our channel to control us. And I will not be controlled. I will not be controlled. So let them take it, because they do not take my spirit. My spirit is alive and well. They can have all of that, but they cannot have my spirit. My spirit is alive. So let them have the channels. Let them have it. Appreciate you, God. Appreciate you. So, so let's just keep it 100. Let's get back into what I was saying. The natural role. Let me put my flyer back up, because these people want to play with the God. They want to play with the God, but the God gonna come in here and do his thing. As I said before, I can prove we are real gods. And they heard me. They heard me. And they took me off. They cut my live off. Good. Good. I'm doing something right. I'm doing something right. This is the second time they cut my live off in 2 lives. And YouTube is deleting my videos now. So with YouTube deleting my videos and Instagram cutting my lives, this never... only when I started speaking unapologetically, or I would say just being bold with the truth. Only when I started to speak like this, my channel, my videos got cut. Never have I ever experienced my videos getting cut short on Instagram. Ever. But the last 2 times to just now, in my last video I did about a week ago, not even a week ago, they cut them short. Why? Because I'm just being so free with what I'm sharing. And this documentary that's coming out, let me share with y'all my documentary, okay? Let me share with y'all the doc. And this documentary, Wars, Lies, and the Destruction of Nature. When this documentary dropped, I promise you, you're gonna be if you ain't woke now, you're gonna really be woke after this documentary. You're gonna be like, okay, and then you're gonna only one thing gonna be left to do is just get out and leave. And I had a dilemma with myself today. I asked myself the question. I said, you know, I have a struggle. Do I leave Babylon altogether and just go hide and live my best life, or do I stay and fight? I said, you know what? I'm going to grab my bullhorn. I'm going to stay and fight. But while I'm saying that, while I'm here, I'm going to stay and fight. But the plan is to definitely exit. The plan is to exit this month. Okay. And so while I got one foot out the door, my other foot is in here still fighting. And I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to fight till they cut these channels, till they unplug me. Till they unplug me. I'm going to fight till they unplug me. All the way up until they unplug me. But until they unplug me, I'm going to keep fighting. And so therefore, let's just keep it going. Let's keep it going. So I can prove to you that we are the real gods. And so, as I said, back to my point I was making, it is the role of the woman to lead. And they want to make you think that it's man's job to lead. No, it's not. Man's role is to protect. And because man is out in front, as a protector, you're in front. And because he's in front as a protector, it makes him, to the carnal mind and the carnal eye, it makes him look like he's leading, but he's not leading. He's actually protecting. It's the role of the woman to lead. As I said in my video before they cut me off, I said the woman is the one who actually, the woman goes the way that when you look at everything that man does, he does it for the impression of a woman. He buys a nice car to impress a woman. He buys a big home to impress a woman. He goes get a business that thrives and does, becomes very successful, all to impress a woman. He goes and dress nice and get fancy clothes to impress a woman. Man is mostly doing everything that man does is mainly to impress a woman. Okay? And so therefore that tells you that the woman is in charge. And it is the role of the black woman to rise up in her divinity and become God, Ghad, in her divinity and become God, and recognize her position as God, and understand that as God, she gives those orders. She gives those, a woman's intuition is more in depth and in tune with the consciousness of this planet in this 3D realm that we're in. But that's the wrong word. The woman's intuition is more in depth with the consciousness of this planet in the 5D realm, because she's mainly in 5D. Because men we deal in logic, women deal in emotion. Women deal with something more deeper than men. Women deal more in emotion. Men deal more in logic. Men deal more in the mental. Men deal more in the physical. And because men deal more in the physical, it makes them more dense. It makes men more physical. Because remember, follow me, okay? Don't get lost. Because woman birthed us from the cosmic realm, from the dark matter, from the dark energy, from the cosmic realm. The woman birthed everything. From the dark matter, she birthed into the existence, the physical realm. And so the woman is more in touch with the 5D realm, the fifth dimensional realm, because she's more on a spiritual, she's more in tune with a spiritual side of her nature, which is an emotional one. If you understand my 5 laws of holistics, and you understand the 5 states of internal well-being. The 5 laws of holistics is meditation, fitness, nature, nutrition, arts. The 5 laws of the 5 states of internal wellness or internal well-being is spiritual, mental, emotional, physiological, biological. And because women are emotional and men are more logical, you understand? Men are more on the physical side, the laws. That's why man's natural role is to do what? land, laws, and language. That's what he's supposed to cultivate. Man is supposed to naturally cultivate land, laws, and language. That's my job. My job is to cultivate for you land, laws, and language. I'm like a lion. He establishes and goes out and seek territory. He establishes land. In that land, he creates laws, a perimeter. You do not cross these boundaries. A lion creates, once a lion seeks out new land, he goes and sprays in the perimeter. That's the law to other lions. This is my land. Do not cross these boundaries, these borders. So when he sprays in that perimeter, he's telling other lions, there's a pride over here. You don't come across here. And then he establishes a language. If you ever watch nature and you see a lion, he'll be sitting there, he'll be sitting there, and he'll be not roaring, but he'll be putting out this, when a lion's doing that, he's making his vocal heard, the vibration. He's making himself felt. I'm a powerful lion. Do not come over here in my territory, messing with me and my family and my tribe, my pride. Do not come over here. So you hear a lion go, you'll see a lion often if you're watching nature.
Sorry, I couldn't hear.
So if you watch nature channels like I do all the time, I always watch, I love watching nature channels. I love watching like lions in the wild, hyenas, wild dogs. I love watching this, like my favorite stuff to watch, right? And so you'll see a lion, he does one thing. Naturally, the lion does what? He establishes land, seeks out territory, establishes that. Then he establishes a perimeter. That's the law. Do not cross these boundaries. To the other lion, he sprays. Do not cross these boundaries. And then thirdly, he sits in that space and he sends out a message. Oh, 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 oh. He's not roaring. He's not scaring off the enemy. He's sending out a vibration from his vocal, telling other lions, I'm a big lion over here. Do not come over here in my territory, mess with me and my family. Go watch it. I watch this stuff all the time. So he establishes land, he establishes laws, he establishes language. Okay? Man's natural role is to do the same thing. Land, laws, language. Okay? That's the role he's been given to him by his woman. And the woman sits in that perimeter that lion has established. And she sits there and she gets to just sit there nice and play with the other cubs while he just sits on the perimeter, the edge of the perimeter, protecting that. While she gets to just sit there and have a good old time with her life and the children. She gets to sit there with the children and have a good old time with the cubs. And just be and feel good and feel safe and feel protected. Because she knows she's got her king watching the perimeter while he's sending out the vocal, okay? His message, his language. So man's natural role is to establish land, laws, language. That's what lions do. And that's one. And so that's the physical. That's the physical. A woman's role is more spiritual because he's tapped into the law. Man's tapped into the law of it all. Land, laws, language. Man's tapped into the physical establishment. Women is tapped into the spiritual kingdom establishment. Women establish the kingdom, the spiritual kingdom. And so she's more tapped into, not the 3D. He's the one tapped into the 3D. She's tapped into the 5D. And because she's tapped into the 5-dimensional realm, she's tapped into the 5-dimensional realm through her intuitive nature, which is tapped into because she's tapped into her emotional sense. This is why women, they say a woman's intuition is stronger than anything. A woman's intuition is strong. Why? Because she's tapped into the 5 internal states. Spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, physiological. Physiological, biological, spiritual, emotional, and mental. Because she's tapped into the 5 internal. She's tapped into more of a she's tapped into a higher harmonious vibration with the planet and with the spirit. She's tapped into a more higher vibration with spirit, with the cosmic energy. She's tapped into a more higher vibration, a more in-depth vibration with spirit, because she's tapped into her intuitive nature, because she's tapped into her emotions. Because she's tapped into her emotions, all of that is tied to her biology, her physiology, her mental, and her spiritual. And because she's tapped in, just more emotional than us, because she's tapped in emotionally, she's tapped into the deeper connection to spirit. She's tapped into the deeper connection to spirit because she's tapped in emotionally. So that's why it's given to the woman. The woman's role is to lead. The man's role is to protect. And again, it may come off as a man looking like the leader of the pack because he's in front. But him being in front is not him leading. Him being in front is him protecting. She's leading from the back. It's the woman's role to lead because she's God. She birthed everything into existence and gave us a role. She's the gatekeeper. Let me put my photo back up there so y'all can see. She's the gatekeeper. Okay? She's the gatekeeper. As you can see the gate. And the gate looks like what? What does the gate right there look like? Tell me what that look like. Is there a coincidence that look like what kind of portal? When you go see the light, you know what I'm saying? You looking at, that's a portal you're looking at. When you look into that, you're looking into what? You're looking into right there on that flyer. That little gate right there is the portal, but that's the portal to what? That's the gate to what? That's the gates to heaven. That is the gate to your higher self. That is the gate to your spiritual elevation, black man. Through that portal right there, in that portal, that gate, that looks like, what does that look like? To anybody can take a wild guess what that little gate right there looks like. Don't let me say it because I will. Okay? But if you look at that gate, she is the gatekeeper. She birthed us. Okay? She birthed us forth to be protectors of the gate. So we're the guardians. Men, we're the guardians of the gate. That thing right there. We're the guardians of the gate. We're the guardians of protecting what comes through heaven. We're the guardians of God. We're the ones to protect God. We're the ones protecting what comes through the gate. Everything else in nature understands this. It seems like we as black men, we don't understand this. Because everything in nature understands this. If you look into the animal kingdom, once again, you will see what? Men fighting to be the one to procreate with the woman. Because the understanding is that he's passing off his genetics. He's passing off his legacy. He's passing off his protection. When a lion mates with a lioness, it is for the protection. When he's mating with her, the mind of that lion is, in her womb, I'm creating the continuation of this genetic family right here. I'm creating the protection of this legacy this way. So his pride and the offspring from that pride will continue to carry on his gene. So whether it be, whether he has boys with that lioness or females with that lioness, they're going to carry off his gene and create his legacy and keep his legacy going because he understands that he lives through his offspring. Okay? And so, therefore, the funny thing is this. I was watching The Lion King yesterday. My children was watching The Lion King, and I just happened to sit down with them and watch it with them. And the funny thing is this. In that movie, with Rafiki, the bamboo or the baboon. When the baboon Rafiki saw Simba, he said, no, my father is gone. And he said, no, he's not. Your father is still alive. He's still alive. He said, he is? He said, yeah, I can show you. I can show you. So he took him to show him his father. He put his face in the reflection of the water. And where did he see his father? Where did he see Mufasa? in him. He saw his Father in his own reflection when he made him look in the water. So these lions, they understand that you never die. You live through your offspring. Your legacy continues on. And so that's when Simba got up and he realized, I am a king. He went back and took his pride back from Scar. Okay? Realizing that I'm a king. This is my pride. You don't get to have this pride. This is my pride. And he took his pride back. And so, but when Rafiki showed him that his father was alive, he showed him a reflection of himself. And so, ladies, black women, I'm saying to you, it is your job to lead. And I know you think that means get out there in front of everybody and be out there in front. No, your job ain't to lead from the front in the open in public. Your job is to not lead from being in public, being out front, being in the open. Your job is to lead from the absence. Your job is to lead from the absence. Unseen, unheard. You lead through his mind. You lead him, not by him giving you his mind, but by you giving him your mind. And you give him your mind through thought. You give him your mind through energy. You give him your mind through connection. You give him your mind through feeling and touching. You give him your mind through harmonious vibration, sex, sacred, spiritual energy exchange. Spiritual energy exchange. So you give him your mind, and he takes that mind. He takes that mind and thus does what with it? Goes out and becomes the warrior. He becomes the warrior. He becomes the warrior that protects your mind. This is what my woman requires for survival. This is what my woman requires for. This is what my woman and children require for survival. Implicitly, you are giving him your mind. Implicitly, woman, you are giving that man your mind. When that man stands up and knows that he's a warrior, he actually has your mind. When that man stands up and becomes a warrior, he actually has your mind, because he has you in mind. He has you in mind like I'm supposed to protect my woman and her children. That's him having you in mind. Did you hear what I said? That's him having you in mind, in his mind. He has you in mind. He's not minding you. He has you in mind. You are in mind, in his mind, because you've given him your mind simply through, once again, you've given him your mind through what? Through connection, through sex, spiritual energy exchange, through thinking, through touch, through feeling. You've given that man your mind through physiological connection. Okay? Touching is a physiological connection. You touching that man, he feels that in his nerves. He feels it with the hairs on the back of his neck stand up. He feels it through his whole nervous system. And so you are, beloved, listen to me, you are communicating to that man through touch. Literally communicating words through that man through touch. You are literally downloading information. You are literally imputing in that man's mind a language, words. You are literally communicating through touch, because through touch, the physiological energy is exchanged. And so that's like me plugging into a socket. That's like a plug plugging into a wall. From whatever the plug is, whatever I'm plugging into the wall, there's data in that, and there's data in the socket that when they connect and they make energy, they become a powerful electromagnetic unit. And that's why I say the carbon and copper people, the real carbon and copper people. The carbon people is the black woman. The copper people is the black man. Okay? He's copper, she's carbon. She's the mother of the universe. She's the mother of the planet. She's the mother of the stars. She's the mother of it all. She birthed us into existence. She's the gatekeeper. We're the guardians of the gate. We are the protectors of the gate. She's the gatekeeper. She introduces to us everything in existence. She introduces with that a communicative language. She introduces to us a communicative language with that. And with that, we as guardians of the earth, guardians of the planet, we are to cultivate. We are the real guardians, but we also are the real gardeners. We are the real guardians and gardeners of the planet. And so we are to also garden the earth. We are the garden. Everything that they told us was for the woman's role to be is actually reverse. When they said man is to lead, no, that's the reverse. A woman leads, but a woman doesn't lead from being out in the open in front. A woman leads from the back, away, silent. Because, listen to me, when you look in the ant colony, do you ever see the queen? Do you ever, when you see ant colonies, or ant mound, do you ever see the queen out chilling? No, the queen is safe, tucked away, kept safe and protected. When you see a beehive, do you ever see the queen bee out in the open? The queen bee is never seen. The ant in the ant colony, the queen is never seen. She's always tucked away, protected, kept safe. You understand? And so everything, and so she's the one leading. She's the one giving out the orders. She's the one sending out the message. She's the one that has the soldiers and the warriors, those ants. You go near that queen, your ass is grass. You heard what I'm saying? Straight up like that. You go near that queen, your ass is grass. And so that queen is being given out marching orders to her soldiers, her warriors, to go do this, do that, do this. They're the gardeners. She is the gatekeeper. She's the gatekeeper. And they are the guardians of that gate. They don't let nothing in that ant hole, that ant pile, that ant colony. Nothing gets in there that they don't bring in dead. Nothing gets in there that they don't bring in dead. Everything they bring in is dead. They killed it. Because nothing is getting in there alive. Okay? And so they are the guardians protecting the gate. But they're also the gardeners. They go out and they work the mound. And they create a protection. They create a protection. Even ants understand this. Lands, laws, and language. They go out. They get land. What is land that they get? They go create an ant mound. And when they create an ant mound, when you see that ant mound, the ants are not living in that mound that you see above the ground. That mound is just a form of protection. That mound is a form of protection. It's a perimeter. It's a barrier. It's a border. It's to say to every other thing, this is an ant hole. You come in here, you dead. But it's also a protector from their colony. While they live underground in a burrow, while they live inside of a burrow, that mound protects the burrow. And they have a language established with that. When they get sent out the message, they go out and do what the queen ant is telling them what to do. Okay? And so naturally, everything they told us is the man's role is reverse. It's the woman's role and vice versa. The man's role, it's not the woman's job to stay home, cook, clean, and raise the children. No, it's the woman's job to give birth to the children. Nurture that child from birth to 5 years old. It's the man's child. They say it's the woman's child. The woman's job to nurture that child. It's the man's role to rear that child. You know what it means to rear a child? It is to steer that child in the direction. Go this way, go that way, go that way. That's the man's role. The man's take over from 5 years old to rear that child. direct and guide. Okay? That's the man's role. It's the man's role to cook. It's not the woman's role to cook. You think the queen bee is cooking? You think the queen ant is cooking? No, her soldiers and warriors are coming back with food. It is not the queen bee's job to cook. The woman sits back, hangs out, and just becomes a producer. A woman becomes the producer of life and keeping the legacy. She's God. She's God. They got to protect God. The queen ant, the queen bee is God. And they have to do everything to protect God. They worship and praise her. They understand she's the producer of life. She creates life. It's her job. It's their job to protect her so she can keep creating more of them. And once a man becomes a warrior, he understands. When he wakes up as a warrior, he knows, okay, I got to go out here and do this, 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 and this. She gives the marching orders to him through connection, through feel, through touch, through love, through energy. It isn't, go do this, go do that, go give me this, go give me that. It's not like that. It's through touch. The physiological response has been made. He understands. That felt so good, but it spoke into him. And so now he knows what to go do. Okay, baby, I swear to God, baby, I'm finna go. Man, we finna have it all. Simple little touch. She just touched him and said, baby, I just want you to know I love you. I love you, okay? I just love looking at you. Everything about you. I love you. Okay? And that makes a man be like, he looks into her eyes and he's like, he's mesmerized. He's hypnotized. I got you, baby. Let me go bust these doors down. Let me go do whatever I got to do. Baby, we finna go get it. We finna be, yes, baby, yes. She's standing behind him in full support. Yes, baby, yes, yes. I hear you. Baby, we finna go do this. We finna go do that. I got it. It's the woman's role to give the orders. But she don't be like, go do this, go do that. She's giving the orders through touch, connection, feel, love, energy, spiritual energy exchange, which we call sex. She's giving that man everything, his whole mind. Now, the role of the man is to be guardians of God, like ants, like a lion, like bees, all up in nature. You see this. In the elephant kingdom, the females rule. Okay? In the hyena kingdom, the females rule. Okay? It's always the females. Okay? And so, when you see nature showing you the answers, who are the rulers? Swallow your pride, men. Swallow the pill. And give your props and your respect to the black woman. And make it known that she is God. She's God. And you are God too with her. Without her, you are not God. Without her, you are not God. And I'm not talking about God, G-H-A-D. I'm talking about God, quote unquote, U-I-N-I-T. U-N-I-T. I'm not talking about God, G-H-A-D. I'm talking about God, U-N-I-T. Without her, you are not one. You're not a unit. You need her to be a unit. You need her to be unified. You need her for you to see yourself as one, as whole. For you to see yourself as whole, you have to be unified with the black woman. You have to be unified with the black God. You have to be unified with God. You have to be one with God. And the only way you become G-H-A-D, God, the great harmonious alignment of the divine, is when men, black men, copper men, I call men, I look at us as copper. I look at the black woman as carbon. Again, so when I say carbon and copper based people, I'm talking about black man and black woman. But when I say copper, when I say carbon, I'm talking about black women When I say copper, I'm talking about black men. Carbon, because the universe and space and the cosmic energy realm that birthed everything into an existence is a black woman. She's the mother of it all, of all life. And she birthed this planet. And on this planet, you see copper everywhere you look. And that's us. That's the black man. And all of nature. Almost everything in nature, almost even in the animal kingdom, is melanated. And I'm not talking about just black. I'm talking about colored. There's nothing white. And when they show you something white, they call it an albino, like a white alligator or a white lion, white tiger. There's nothing white in nature. I can't name one white thing except for a bunny rabbit when it's in the snow. But there's nothing, everything in nature is colored. Okay? And we like to think that white is natural. It's not. White is not natural. Period. It's not. Okay? Dark black is natural. Okay? Carbon and copper people. Now, when you become men, when you become GHAD, you become God, GHAD. When you are in harmonious alignment with your divinity. And that's with God, with your black woman. But you have to recognize that your black woman is God. You have to recognize that the black woman is God. And without her, you cannot be a unit. Without the black woman, you're not a unit. You're not unified. You're not one. You're not one without her. So you got to have you a black woman. Okay? You got to have a black woman that is giving you the order. And I don't mean you need to go and do this. You need to go get a job. No, that's not natural. The natural role of the black man, the copper man, is to do what? Establish three things. Lands, laws, language. He establishes land, laws, language. That's his natural role. And that's his job for you. And that's the only order you're supposed to be giving him. Is the reminder of that. Is the reminder that, hey, you need to establish these things. Because this is what, like I said, you look in the ant colony. That's what they establish. They establish land. They establish laws. Laws are borders. Laws are borders. Laws are boundaries. Laws create borders. I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it one more. I said it once, and I'm going to say it again. When you look at lions, they establish these three things. They establish land. They go out, seek territory. They establish laws. They go around that territory that they've now got, and they spray. They're creating a border. That's called a border. That's called laws. There's laws to come in these borders. There's laws to cross any border you go across. There's laws. And then there's a language. That lion gives off that, sending out that vibration, that energy to tell all these other lions, hey, I'm a big lion over here. Do not come in this space. I have a family. I'm willing to die and protect my family. And so that is the role. That's what the natural woman's job is. It's not to cook. It's not to clean. A man can protect and cook at the same time. A man can protect and cook at the same time. Excuse me when I said clean. I did say this. It's not the role of I said this before and I said it again, and I did a whole video on this. It is not the woman's role to cook. It's the man's role to cook. I believe it is the woman's role to clean. I believe it is the woman's role to clean. And here's why I believe that. Because women naturally at birth clean. They stay clean. They prep. If you ever see a cat, a little cat, you ever see a kitten or a cat? You ever had a cat before? I've had a cat before. And every time a cat is getting ready to have birth, or a dog, both do this. Both animals do this. They go and clean a place. They'll go and clean a place. They go clean a place for the preparation of that baby or those babies. And so you see in nature the female, the feminine is always cleaning to prep. And that's why I believe it's her role to clean. Not clean like, and hear me out when I say clean. I don't mean clean like clean a dirty kitchen. I don't mean clean like clean your laundry. I don't mean clean. What I mean clean, beloved, is this. It is the woman's natural role to keep us the space of the energy of the space pure. To keep the energy of the space pure and clean and divine and welcoming and open for the reception. And so it is the natural woman's job not to clean, again, dirty dishes in the sink. Not to clean, because that can be shared by both men and women. I'm not talking about gender roles here. I'm talking about spiritual roles. It is the woman's role to clean, not dishes and not laundry, but clean and keep the energy space clean. Keep the energy space pure. Keep the space purified for the reception of life to come through. That's the natural woman's job. That's her role. And thus, because that's her role, that will naturally convert into keeping the physical space clean. Because she spiritually is connected, again, through emotion is the black woman connected. Through emotion. She's connected deeper to spirit than men are. Because she's connected to the internal state of well-being, one of them being emotion. And because she's tapped into her emotional heavier than men are, that puts her deeper in tune with spirit. With spirit information, spirit guide, spirit principles, spirit nature. She's deeper in tune with spirit because of that. Are you following me? And that's why the woman's job is what it is. That's why spiritually her role is to do what she does. As far as keep things clean. Keep the energy space pure. Keep the energy space clean. Okay? And the natural man's role is to cook. Because again, he's introducing into the home or the space energy. Everything is energy. So when a man cooks, he's cooking from a pure place. A place of protection. My job is to provide and to protect. Part of that man's role in protecting is also feeding his family. Not just going out there to get the food, but literally cooking the food. Because the process of, that's why a lot of men have mistaken this whole ideal. This is the problem. Men have mistaken. Men have mistaked that their role is to go out and provide via go and get the food. And the woman takes that food and cooks it. No. The woman don't go and take that food. The man don't go get that food and cook it because it doesn't complete his spiritual process. It doesn't complete his spiritual role. It doesn't complete his spiritual nature. It doesn't complete his spiritual project that he has on his planet, his role that he has naturally on his planet. It doesn't complete it. It actually incompletes what he's supposed to do. So if he goes out and get the food, brings the food home for you to go in the kitchen and cook, he didn't finish and complete the job and his task. His job is to go out and get that food and not allow you to even touch it. You're not even supposed to touch the food. I'm not saying this in a bad way. It's okay for women to cook. Yeah, women can cook. Women know how to cook. It's okay for women to get in the, but I'm saying the natural role is for a man to cook. The natural role, because again, the queen, she sits back and she is to not do nothing. Her job is to do nothing. Her job is to just sit back and be at one with herself, to do what she naturally came here to do. And that is give life. And I'm not talking about literally birthing through the canal. Okay? But I'm talking about give life through energy. By providing through touch, communication, feel, language, physiology. She's providing language. She's providing sustenance. She's providing food. She provides food through touch. She provides food through love. She provides food through her energy. She provides food through her presence. She provides nourishment. The difference between eating, feeding, and nourishing is two different. When a mother nourishes her child, she's nourishing her child from her breast, from her internal. She's nourishing her child from inside. So the woman's job is to nourish. Okay? When she's feeding her child, she's not feeding that child like you take food and feed. No, she's nourishing the child. Because it's more than just that child suckling on that breast. That child is doing more than just suckling on breast. That child is being coddled and held and feeling the warmth and the heartbeat. And literally, that woman is passing off through her breast milk. That woman is passing off through her breast milk antibodies that can help that child fight off sicknesses and disease if that woman is living as she's supposed to naturally live. Alkaline and divine with her divinity, her higher self. She's supposed to, when we talk about living alkaline, it's not just by eating. It is through living. It is living through the connecting to your divinity. Living alkaline is also connecting to your divinity. That's living alkaline. And when you live alkaline, you won't do benign things. You won't go and do things that is outside of who you are naturally. You won't go and eat reckless. You won't go and, do reckless things. What you would do is when you are living alkaline, natural, with yourself, the way you're supposed to eat, and naturally with your divinity, you are keeping that's you doing your job as a cleaning. When I say cleaning, a woman's natural role is to clean. That's you doing your job in cleaning. You're keeping the energy space pure. Okay? You're keeping it pure. You're keeping the space cleansed by keeping yourself from doing any labor, any real work, anything that you're keeping yourself from getting your hands dirty. The woman's role is to keep her hands clean because she has to touch and nurture and nourish the child. But also she has to touch, nurture, and nourish the tribe or the pride. That's why in lions, you see the lionesses, they always going around licking the cubs, cleaning the cubs, keeping them feeling connected to her on a spiritual level. When she licks her cubs, she's keeping them in knowledge of her being there. Hey, look, I am here. I'm always here. I love you. But I want you to know I'm always here. I'm always here. Okay? And that's what she's passing off. When she touches and cleanses, she's keeping her cubs' thoughts pure. Go ahead and just continue to be cubs and be free and live. Understand that my licking you is a form of communication to you, saying to you that I've always got your back. I'm always here. You can go and be free, be a child, be a cub, and go out and play. Understand? Because I got your back. I am here. And so that's what a woman does. She cleanses. She cleans. And so when she's nurturing that child, she's nourishing that child. She's keeping that child under the understanding psychologically, spiritually, biologically, physiologically. She's keeping that child understanding that she is here for the protection of that child. And that child knows that. That's why when that child gets in his mother's arms, 99.9% of the time, we've all seen this happen. A child will be crying. And the daddy could be holding the child. But the mama take the child, and what happens? The baby stops crying. Why do the baby stop crying when the mama gets the child? Not when the daddy gets the child. Because that baby understands on a communicative level what the mama communicates simply through nourishing. Not through her breast milk only, but through nourishing when she holds that baby up to her chest, holds that baby up to her heart, or holds that baby just up to her skin, holds that baby up to her body. That baby is like that cub when that mama's licking on that cub. That's the same energy being transferred. that baby feels disconnected, out of sorts, out of place, and it starts crying because it knows that its connection of love, the frequency, has gone out of place. And so the baby needs to come back. The baby needs to be back in the arms of mama to feel connected again. And it may not be hungry. The baby may not want the milk. But the baby just needs to be back in the arms of mama to feel connected again. And that's why mama have to keep her hands free and pure and clean and untouched. And that's why it's the woman's role to do nothing. The woman's role is to do nothing. Because the child's mind is given to, the child is given its mind through the mama for the first 5 years. After 5 years, the papa comes and wean that child off the breast, off of mama, and say, now it's time to get out in this field, and it's time to create a warrior out of you. Time to get out in this field and make a warrior out of you. And so, but for the first 5 years, that baby has to be nourished and cuddled and nurtured by that mama. And so mama's role is to not do nothing but just keep her hands clean, keep the energy clean, keep the space clean, keep her mind clean, and pass off that very same energy to that child. That's why when you go to the hospital and you give birth, what's the first thing they do? Yeah, they sit the baby in your arms for a half a second. Okay, we got to take the baby away. And what sense in the world does that make? Huh? In what world do that happen besides ours? You go have a baby and you only hold your baby for 10 seconds. And then they take the baby away and puts it in some nursery room. That's no, what? Disconnecting the baby from the umbilical cord? Huh? In what world? What world? In the animal kingdom, the mama eats the placenta. She eats the placenta. Okay? In nature, they eat the placenta. So, what I'm telling you is, black woman, you need to understand that you are God. With all I said, you need to understand that you are God. And there's roles that have been given to you that have been lied to you. You have been given roles by men in society that is not your role to play. You are not to be out here getting your hands dirty. That's not your job to get your hands dirty. That's not your natural role. Your natural role is to keep your energy and your hands clean. You're not even supposed to really touch nothing but the babies. You're only really supposed to touch the babies because you're supposed to be dealing with the babies up until 5 years. So you should only, and I'm not saying only touch the babies, but your focus should be on everything that pertains to the nourishing and the nurturing of that child. First 5 years of that child's life. After that, the man supposed to come and wean that child off of you and rear that child. Now that you nurtured the child, the man has to rear. Rear means direct. So he has to rear that child, to direct that child, guide that child. And he takes that child and makes from 5 years old to about 15 years old, he creates a god out of that child, a warrior out of that child. And then that child becomes a god because that child does what? After about 15 years old, the man sends that child out by itself. And that child is supposed to come back with a prize, a reward. Some big fatty calf on his back. Some type of big, meat that he killed and hunted down. For what? For clothing, for food, and for weapons. Because they use bones for weapons. So when you kill an animal, you're getting food, clothes, and protection. And so the child must come back with that reward to gain his, not only his warriorship, but his God status. Okay, we know what you bring to the table. You can stay within the tribe because we know what you bring to the table. You're a killer. You're a hunter. You're not afraid to, number one, you're not afraid to kill. And you're not afraid to go out there and be by yourself and go get something and bring it back. And so he gains God's status. Why? Because he has aligned himself with the mind of the woman, the queen in that tribe, in that pride. He's supposed to be doing everything he does is for the unification, the purification, and the elevation of his specific tribe. Everything that child does after about 5 to 15 years old, man raises that child, rears that child. Child goes out, learn how to become a warrior, goes and hunts. After it gets done, after it hunts, when it comes back, if it comes back with the reward, it stays within the pride. If it doesn't, you're no good. You got to go. That's how it was done. You're no good. You got to go. You have not proven yourself. And so they outcast you. You're a lone wolf. Wolves do this. Wolves do this very same thing. That's why Indians use the wolves a lot as their symbol, their animal totem. That's why Indians use wolves as their totem. Because wolves do this. They run in packs. And if a wolf cannot prove itself to the pack, lone wolf status, you go. You got to go. Bye-bye. And so we are understanding that we are God. And this is how I just told y'all. I just proved to y'all. What did I just prove to y'all? I just proved to y'all this. I just proved to y'all that we are the real gods. Okay? So, women, the roles you've been given, they lied to you. Those are not your roles. Cooking is not your role. I know you can cook and you admire cooking, you love cooking, and that's fine. Cook. Let's cook together, whatever. But I'm saying naturally. Naturally, the role of cooking is the man's job. Because the man is implementing everything, as I said before, everything is energy. And the man is implementing through cooking his mind in that food. And when he feeds, his job is not complete when he goes out and hunt. He has to come out, he has to go hunt. He has to skin graft and whatever else to that animal. And he has to then thus prepare and cook that food, because that's the continuation of his job, his role, by protecting. And he's giving that food, passing that food off to his family. And he's saying, here's my love to you. Here's my gift to y'all. Here's what I've done for y'all today. The man actually has to prove himself to stay, wanted in the pride too. He has to prove himself to stay. The woman's natural role is to lead. Now, again, people think that when I say lead, it looks like a woman being out in front. No, women's natural role is to lead, but women lead from the back. The man's natural role is to protect, but because the image of that makes him looks like he's in front, it makes him, to the carnal eye, it makes him look like, to the world, he's a leader or he's leading his family. Oh, look at that nice man in front leading his family. No, he's not leading his family. He's actually protecting his family. He's protecting, he's providing protection for that family. You understand? The woman is really the one leading. But she leads, again, I'm going to say this and I'm done. She leads from not being seen, not being heard. And I'm not saying this, women, shut up, don't say nothing, keep your mouth shut. You ought to keep you ought to what's the saying? A child is to be seen and not heard. I'm not saying that about women. You ought to be seen and not heard. You look at the ant colony, you look at the bee colony, you look at most of nature, it's all female ran, but most of the time, the female is in the center of the pack. Of an elephant tribe, the female is usually in the center of the pack, being surrounded by the male elephants and the other female elephants, the leader. In an ant colony, the queen is buried inside the burrow, never to be seen. In beehives, the queen is buried inside the hive, never to be seen. She doesn't come out. She doesn't come out to be seen. She give orders from not being seen. She give orders from not being heard. And she sends out her guardians, her soldiers, her warriors to do the rest of the job. And they go out and make life happen and bring back food for her, life for her, because to them, she's God and she has to stay protected. And so they don't allow her to do no work. You don't do nothing. You just sit here and do nothing. Let us go out and do the work. We got you, okay? Period, point blank. And that's what they do. That's what they do. Everybody else, they bring into the colony, they coming in dead, okay? Anyway, I just proved to y'all that we are the real gods, the carbon and copper people. And I just proved to y'all that it is naturally the woman's role to lead and the man's role. We all know that his role is to protect, but don't get protection confused for leadership. Don't confuse protection for leadership. Okay? Just because he's in front doesn't mean he's leading. He's protecting from front, not leading. Okay? The queen, the woman, she's the God. She's leading. She's protecting. She's leading from behind, from the back. Okay? All right? And with all of that being said, black man and black woman. I hate that phrase now. I like carbon and copper. Carbon woman. For you to understand who you are, you must understand that the saying goes like this. A black man cannot rise no higher than his woman. Right? This is the saying that they use with black people all the time. Black men cannot rise no higher than his woman. Okay? Well, y'all need to also use that too. Let's reverse that as well. Have y'all look at that and say, but a black woman, listen to me. A black man cannot rise higher than his woman. So that means, what that means is black men have to put the black woman on a pedestal because he cannot rise higher than her. He has to put her on a pedestal. Keep her elevated. But I will also say this, black woman, as you are being held up and supported by us, as you are being held up and supported by us, it is also your role, your job to know this, that you cannot survive without the black man. Now, I know you may think you can, you in your sisterhood, you in your queen tribe and your feminine tribe. I know you think that. Yes, it will be saved. I know you might think that. Let me, hold on. Come to do damage. You are not supposed to get involved in fighting. That's our job. We're supposed to lay down our lives for you so that you continue to do what you're supposed to do, and that is rise. And as black men come to their senses, they're going to come to understand that they can't rise higher than you. Therefore, black men are going to come in record numbers, large numbers, swarm to come underneath you to keep you risen up, to keep you upheld. But you must understand that as black men come to your aid and come swarming to you to uphold you, to keep you risen up, to keep you elevated, to keep you going up. As black men come swarming in record numbers to do that, you must understand that you cannot survive without the black man, the copper man. Okay, you can't survive without him. You can't survive without the copper man. So what you need to understand is that as you rise, you got to look back and look down and say, I'm bringing you with me, God. Come with me, because I can't survive without you, because the enemy has very large teeth and a very big sword, and he's coming to kill me. And that's a fact. He is. He's coming to he's trying to take you out because you're the head. You are the head. Not me, not the man. They castrated us in public. In the Willie Lynch letters said to do this. Separate the black man from his black woman. Beat him to death and beat him atrociously in front of his black woman. And she will start to see him, the white man, as the one to be feared. So black woman, you have to stop fearing this white man. Not fear your black man, but you have to love your black man enough to be in fear that he would leave you because he's your protection. Stop thinking that your sister tribe and your sister queens are your protection. No. You not even your sister queens and your sister tribes and all that stuff will come, and y'all will get into the fight and go out there and fight and do it together and jump people all together. But the fact of the matter is, real black kings and real black queens, real black queen gonna sit back and let her man do her battling for her, so she can continue to rise and look good. And that's what you're supposed to. You're supposed to look good as you rise, as he keep you upheld. But you can't look away as he upholds you. You can't all of a sudden look up to the other, other lanes and be like, ooh, I like what he look like. I like what this. You cannot go outside of that and look for anything outside of that. You're black man, and be like, ooh, I like the way he look. Ooh, I like the way this race over here look. No, screw all of that. You got to be like, he's my protector, and I'm going to stick with him. Yeah, we fuck up. Black men fuck up. But don't put that on all black men. Don't give it to all black men. All black men ain't fuckers. Not all of us. We do got some ways about us, but not to the point where you do away with black men. Because I'm going to say it like this again. The Arab man is not coming to your protection. The white man is not coming to your protection. And if the white man comes to your protection, it is to protect you, but it's in the way of him taking me away. He's going to arrest me, take me away, put me in jail, and then who's your protector? The Willie Lynch letters, it looks exactly like the Willie Lynch letters. You call the police on me, he's going to come take me away, and then all of a sudden you fear him. He's the one to be feared because you called him. You understand? So, no. We're not dealing with him. We're not calling him. We're not dealing in his system. We're not playing his game. We're not living in his world. We're not doing that. as we come to our senses, men, black men, as we come to our senses and understanding of our roles, naturally, that we are to uphold the black woman, because again, the black man cannot rise higher than his woman. So we come to our senses, we will come to uphold that status for you, keep you there. But you cannot turn away and look at other people and be like, oh, this man over here looks good, that man over there. You have to be like, thank you, God, for coming to unify with me. Here's what I'm going to do in return. I'm never, ever going to dismiss or dishonor our unification. I'm not going to dismiss or dishonor that. I'm going to uphold that by doing what? By keeping you as, or keeping you in that role as my protector, keeping you in that role as my guide, keeping you in that role as the only one who is going to lay down his life for me. So black women, do not dismiss your black king. And I'm going to say this and I'm done. And black woman, if you got you any kind of, what's the nice word I want to look for? How can I say this nicely? I don't have any nice way to say it, so I'm going to say it like this. If you got you a bitch ass man, I'm talking about a bitch, like won't get up, won't go out, won't do nothing, won't work, won't build, won't contribute to creating or establishing lands, laws, and language. If you don't have you a man like that, you got you a bitch ass man. And I'm gonna say it like this: get rid of that nigger. Get rid of that nigger. Get rid of that nigger. Get that nigger out your life and be like, yo, you gotta go, God, for real. I can't deal with no bitch ass nigga in my life like that, for real. You gotta go. Get rid of that nigger. Tell him he got to go. Hit the bricks. You gotta kick rocks. I'm sorry. I can't have no bitch ass. If you got one of them around you, if he ain't solid, he ain't ready to lay down his life, if he ain't displayed to you the skills, to lay his life down for you, you're dealing with a bitch. Okay? All right. I love you. I love me. I love us. Now, I'm going to say this, and I promise I'm done. This page right here is my main page. I have two businesses. I have two business pages. Go to my business page at SOHL-center, SOHL at SOHL-center. That's my nutrition page, my holistic meals and nutrition. If you're looking for a nutrition coach or a nutrition mentor, you're looking for a personal chef, you're looking for meal recipes, and you're looking for any type of thing that has to do with natural and organic eating, food, smoothies, juices, come holler at your boy. As far as mentoring, coaching, holistic advice, if you're looking for, what else? Live seminars, live classes, retreats, and all of that other good stuff. If you're looking for anything as far as holistic services go, holistic coaching, go to my other business page, Zen God, Ghad, ZhenGhad, ZhenGhad. Go to my other page, Zen God. Follow that, because all that, everything there is all promotional work as far as my business, what I do. That's, it's all my services. If you want classes, you want to do retreats, you want to do smoothie cleanses, that's on my SOHL-center page. So I have two business pages, SOHL-center and Zen God. So Zen God, this new page, this new business page I created come from, being Zen, being holistic, being, Zen is I spell everything. You can see now I spell a lot of things with H. Because the H is for holistic. And Zen God is the meaning for it is to be at peace with self and one with all. That's what Zen God means, to be at peace with self and one with all. God is the great harmonious alignment of the divine, that is being one with your divinity, that's being one with everything in nature. So Zen is to be at peace with self. God is to be at one with all. That's your divinity. Okay. So Zen God is my business page for my holistic services, and everything I'm going to be posting there is going to be business wise, as far as coaching, mentoring, all that stuff I already said. SOHL-center is my personal chef, nutrition based, meal planning, meal prep, recipe ideas, workshops for meals. All that's going to be on that page. So if you need recipe ideas, go to SOHL-center. Over 300 some recipe ideas there, okay? Just go look. All right? Zen God for everything else too. So this page here, I'm just using to just kind of like hold space for speaking my truth and being open and being real, being honest, and just being up front with the videos and the lives that I come on doing and that I want to share with y'all. So, you know, I got business page, but don't expect this page to be all professionally looking and professional business wise, because that's not what this page is about. This page is going to be specifically for coming on here, speaking truth and speaking real and being honest and being upfront. And I'll do it live from here and all that other stuff. Okay. So anyway, I'll see y'all. Let me share this real quick because I need y'all to know about it real quick before I go. I'm bringing back my personal, I'm a chef myself, but I have a personal chef too. I'm bringing back my chef, who did my retreats already, Costa, who did my holistic retreats, last year. And, Costa is going to be doing this Awakening Ye Warriors Liquid Fast Wellness Retreat with me. She's going to be coming to do the, help me with the smoothies, the juices, the herbal teas. This retreat is October 15th through the 17th. It's 2.5 days. It's half a day Friday, half a day, all day Saturday, half a day Sunday, or half a morning Sunday. You know what I'm saying? We won't even be there all day. So it's really like 2 days of just pure cleansing. We're going to cleanse and purge with the herbs. And then we're going to regenerate ourselves with the fruits and the smoothies and the juices. And the fused water is going to cleanse our gut. So the herbal teas is going to cleanse, purge us of the toxins. It's going to purge us of the toxins. The fused water that we're going to be doing is going to cleanse our gut as well. And then the fruit smoothies and the juices is going to regenerate our cells. So it's only $100. You can join this October 15th through the 17th in Ocala. We'll be in a cabin. We'll be going to Wikiwachi Springs, which will be fun because it's a beautiful natural springs. Only deal with natural. And we're going to be outdoor camping. There's going to be so much things. There's other things coming up. I'll share one more with you guys. Oh, I don't know. I don't know why that ain't pull up. Okay, so it ain't pulling up. But anyway, I got a tour coming. I got a healing tour coming. I want y'all to be a part of. I shared it on my page. It'll be on my Zen God page. So y'all be ready for that. We're going to be going to Georgia, Tallulah Falls. We're going to be going to Costa Rica in March. So it's all coming. Okay? I love you. I love me. I love us. Says the volume went out. Is it back now? Hopefully it's back. Can y'all hear me? Anyway, I'm leaving.